Good morning and welcome. You're watching the morning news and it's time for a quick look at the top stories that are making headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate the 296-kilometer long Bundelkhand Expressway today. The expressway is built at a cost of rupees 14,850 crore. This four-lane expressway will pass through 7 Uttar Pradesh districts. The foundation stone for this expressway was laid by PM Modi himself in 2020 and the project has been completed in a span of 28 months. 4 people have been arrested in connection to the Patna terror module. While 3 were arrested on Thursday, the cops arrested another last evening and have found Pakistani links in the case. According to the police, the messages found on the group were communal, extremist, objectionable, unlawful and unconstitutional. The WhatsApp group also had people from India, Pakistan and Yemen.
कल एक और महत्वपूर्ण गिरफ्तारी हुई है। जो गिरफ्तार अभियुक्त है उसका नाम है मरगूब अहमद दानिश। एक ऐसा नंबर पता चला था जिसमें बहुत ही आपत्तिजनक पोस्ट, राष्ट्र विरोधी वीडियोस, नारे इत्यादि उनका प्रचार और प्रसार किया जा रहा था। ये व्यक्ति गजवा हिंद नाम का संस्था के साथ जुड़ा हुआ था।
Ahead of the vice presidential elections, the BJP Parliamentary Board will hold a key meeting today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Ministers Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh and Nitin Gadkari, besides Party President JP Nadda, among others, will be present at the meet. The last date for filing of nomination papers for the poll is July 19th and the election is scheduled on August 6th. As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebration, the J&K government has formed a high-level committee to implement the recent decision taken on the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. While the move was welcomed by the BJP, PDP has called it a childish move.
महबूबा मुफ्ती बार बार भारतीय झंडे को लेकर के जो आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव मनाया जा रहा है उस पर सवाल खड़े करते हैं। तिरंगे की बेइज्जती करना इनका शुरू से काम रहा है। 70 साल इन्होंने उस झंडे को प्रायोरिटी दी जिसके कारण से अलगाववाद, आतंकवाद और परिवारवाद ये सब चीज़ें चलती रही।
This is yet another distraction move of the government. The government never wants to address the main issues: unemployment, poverty, other hostile issues facing the country, the common man. They keep on distracting, they keep on generating controversy out of nothing, out of no issues.
A Pakistani woman is nabbed on Chakanda Bagh line of control in Poonch by security forces. The infiltrator was nabbed in forward sector where infiltration took attempt a few days ago. The woman was handed over to the J&K police. Rubaiya Saeed, daughter of former Union Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed, identified Yasin Malik and 3 others as her abductors in the 1989 kidnapping case. Saeed was kidnapped on 8th December and was held hostage till December 13, 1989. She was released in exchange for 5 known militants of the JKLF. 3 men are arrested for allegedly gang raping a 16-year-old girl in a moving car. She was picked by 2 of the 3 accused from Vasant Vihar. As per police, they went to Mahipalpur, consumed liquor, took her to a secluded place and raped her. FIR has been registered under POCSO Act. The army saves 5 youths from joining terror ranks in Jammu and Kashmir. All 5 are planning to go to Pakistan for weapons training in Lashkar-e-Taiba camps. Sections 13, 18 and 18B of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act has been invoked against the recruiters as well about the whole conspiracy. In order to revive the dying Kashmiri art of paper mache, Shafia Bashir, an artist from Srinagar's Lal Bazaar, has started making paper mache designs on things like Kashmiri Kangri. Shafia said that she has got a very good response from all over the world for this revival of culture and people now appreciate and support her in this initiative. Heavy rain has wreaked havoc in several parts of Kerala. The Aluva Mahadeva temple, which is situated on the bank of the Periyar river in Kochi, is submerged underwater. The water level has risen significantly in the Periyar river following incessant rains. The rural areas of Kozhikode, Malappuram and Kannur districts witnessed water logging and minor landslides. The President of Sri Lanka is scheduled to be elected by the Parliament on the 20th of July to complete the remainder of former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's term after his resignation on 14 July. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Lankan MP Peruma, and opposition leader Sajit Premadasa are in the fray to run for the presidential post. According to sources, more trouble mounts for Gotabaya as Singapore is not keen on keeping Gotabaya for long. Singapore is unlikely to extend its permission to stay after 15 days. According to sources, Gotabaya approached India also, but India denied permission. No retest will be held for those who missed yesterday's Common University entrance test for undergraduate admissions to central universities. This comes after reports from several cities that students missed the test due to sudden changes in centres. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Jagdish Kumar, denied that no retest will be held. Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri, inaugurated 166 CNG stations through video conferencing last evening. The stations were launched under the government's Cleaner Fuel Alternative Initiative. In 2014, the country had only about 900 CNG stations, and the government aims to reach the target of 8,000 stations in the next 2 years.
Happy I am personally when we are doing the inauguration of no less than 166 newly commissioned CNG stations in different parts of the country, established by GAIL and its subsidiaries and joint ventures. With an investment of rupees 400 crores, this will also generate 1,000 direct employment opportunities.
Spiritual leader Dalai Lama is currently in Leh, where he held a meeting with the head of the Tikse monastery. Dalai Lama received a warm welcome upon his arrival, with thousands of people cheering for him. The 16th round of India-China military talks will be held tomorrow on the Indian side of the LAC in eastern Ladakh. India has been pressing for progress in overall bilateral ties and for quick disengagement of troops from the remaining friction points in eastern Ladakh. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh participated in Bara Khana event and interacted with naval officers, sailors and technicians in Kolkata last evening. The Defence Minister also launched warship Dunagiri to strengthen India's maritime security. An FIR has been registered against TMC MP Mowa Moitro for comparing Gogoi to the World Sexual Harassment by the Jatiya Sangrami Sena Assam. The group's chief, Chittu Barua, has expressed his anger against TMC MP Mowa Moitro and has sought her apology. The centre has listed 24 bills, including the Cantonment Bill, the Multi-State Cooperative Societies Amendment Bill and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill for introduction in the monsoon session of the Parliament that is scheduled to commence from Monday. Ahead of the monsoon session of the Parliament, an advisory has been sent to the members to refrain from distribution of any pamphlets, leaflets or placards in the House. This advisory comes at a time when opposition parties created a huge furore over the advisory on demonstrations and dharnas within the parliamentary complex. The INB Ministry has started to process to amend the registration of press and periodicals bill to now include digital news. Digital media in India will be regulated and can face action for violations under an amended law. Digital news publishers have to apply for registration and will be required to do so within 90 days of the law coming into effect. A Delhi court granted bail to Alt News co-founder Mohammad Zubair in connection with a 2018 tweet case weeks after he was arrested. The bail has been granted on a personal bond and surety of rupees 50,000. The fact-checker will not be able to leave the country without the permission of the court, the verdict said. Delhi has reported 601 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. With this, the positivity rate stands at 3.64%, with 0 deaths reported from the capital. China's workers face economic pains with zero COVID, as the country also reports its worst quarterly performance in 2 years.
China's zero COVID policy has inflicted devastating economic pain across the country. The policy has brought the cities to a grinding halt. There are people who haven't been able to access their own savings since April.
Was that your life savings?
Yeah, for sure. I worked almost 10 years, and that's all I have with my family. I'm losing my weight. I'm losing my, my mans.
Just in June, massive protests broke out at the government building for 5 straight days, for more than 12 hours a day, only to be quashed by the cops violently. Local authorities later promised to start giving small payments to some such depositors. But still, there is no clear policy with people left in lurch.
Britain's Met Office has declared a national emergency, issuing a red extreme heat warning for parts of England for Monday and Tuesday next week. The temperatures are likely to reach a record high. Remember, much of Europe is facing a heat wave that has pushed temperatures into the mid-40s in some regions.
Kaliningrad is a transit deal. It's a setback to Lithuania. It's a ruling in favor of Russia. Now, no Russian goods can be stopped from reaching Kaliningrad. The EU, in fact, Lithuania had stopped Russia from sending any sanctioned goods via rail to Kaliningrad. The rail link to Russia via Lithuania is now going to be well and truly functional. Russia is welcoming the decision. It says it is working on the fine print of getting in these goods from Lithuania.
North Korea today slammed Ukraine for severing diplomatic ties between the two nations after Pyongyang said it was formally recognizing two self-proclaimed Russian republics in the east of the war-torn country. This came after Ukraine had cut off its official relationship with the nuclear-armed state in response to Pyongyang recognizing the so-called Donetsk People's Republic and Lugansk People's Republic. North Korea slams Ukraine. Korea recognizes two pro-Russian republics. As the race to become Britain's next Prime Minister gains pace, caretaker Premier Boris Johnson has reportedly told his allies to back anyone but Rishi Sunak, according to a media report. Johnson, who resigned as a leader of the ruling Conservative Party on July 7, has been urging defeated Tory leadership candidates not to back former Chancellor Sunak. Britain's Met Office weather forecaster on Friday declared a national emergency, issuing a red extreme heat warning for parts of England for Monday and Tuesday next week, when temperatures could reach record highs, as we earlier told you. Now, the US House of Representatives have adopted two bills aimed at protecting access to abortion after the Supreme Court ruled that individual states can ban or restrict the procedure. The legislation passed by the Democratic-controlled House is unlikely to advance in the Senate, where 10 Republican votes would be needed to bring the measures to the floor. US President Joe Biden said he had confronted Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman over attacks on dissidents during his visit to Saudi Arabia. Prince Mohammed drew global outrage for the 2018 killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi in the kingdom's Istanbul consulate, an operation US intelligence services said he approved. BCCI has moved Supreme Court seeking to amend its constitution with regard to the tenure of its office bearers, including President Sourav Ganguly and Secretary Jay Shah. BCCI and AGM in December 2019 proposed 6 amendments which had barred BCCI and state board office bearers from holding office for more than 6 consecutive years. In a video that is winning over the internet, former India stars MS Dhoni and Suresh Raina were spotted enjoying the second ODI at Lord's. The CSK Twitter handle has shared the video where the two of them step out of their car into the Lord's with a backing track to go with it. The second ODI between England and India was a star-studded affair with the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Sourav Ganguly, MS Dhoni and Suresh Raina in attendance. A day after the game, Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar shared a photo with West Indies legend Sir Garfield Sobers on Twitter. Manchester United signed Christian Eriksen as free agent on a 3-year deal. The 30-year-old switch to the Red Devils completes an incredible return after his brush with death last year. Eriksen suffered a cardiac arrest on the pitch in Copenhagen while playing for Denmark at the European Championship and was supposed to leave Inter Milan after recovering due to severe health regulations.